Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to teach you how to cut this beautiful jumbo pants, okay, with an elastic waistband. So keep watching, and if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share and comment on my videos. Let's get started. So because my client is on the bigger side, I did not use up to 2 years of Ankara for this, but I cut out 2 years of Ankara for it, but I didn't finish it. So now I have a material folded into two here, and what I used to cut it out is I used my crotch circumference. That's my client's crotch circumference divided by 2, and my client's crotch circumference divided by 2 is 16.5, and I have up to 17 to 18 inches in width. The wideness of this folded into two is 18 inches. Then the length of this pant is going to be 20 inches, and I have up to 24 inches in length here because I don't want mistakes. That is why I added like 3 to 4 inches extra for it. So now I have to mark my waist point. So this is the starting of the project, and so what I just marked now is my waist point. So after I'm done marking my waist point, the next thing we are going to do is to mark my other points. Placing my tape on a straight line, I will remove my waistband, which is 2 inches. Then I'll place my tape on a straight line and I will mark the full length. The full length is 20 inches. My client wants the full length to be at 20 inches. Okay, so now I'll add extra 1 inch for folding. So after marking the folding, the allowance for folding, I'll still place my tape above my waistline with 2 inches, and I will mark my hip point. So my client's hip point is at 9 inches and her crotch point is 15 inches. So it's time to put down my client's measurements. So I'm going to use only her hip circumference divided by 4 to use only on the waist and on the hip. Then on the crotch is her crotch circumference divided by 2. So now her hip circumference divided by 4 is now placed. Her hip circumference divided by 4 is 12. I place it, then add extra 2 inches allowance. So whatever I have on the waist is what I am on the hip is what I'm going to put on the waist. So what I have on the hip is the 14.5, and I'm going to place it on the waist point. So I will use the same measurement on the waist to mark on the hip. Then I will draw a straight line on the waist and on the hip line, connecting the waist to the hip line. After I'm done with that, I will divide my crotch circumference divided by 2. What I have is 16.5. I'll place it, then add extra half inch for allowance on the crotch. So once I'm done adding extra half inch, I will put down what I have on the hip point. I'll connect it on a straight line, then connect from the crotch point to the hip point line like this. Now next thing we are going to do is to use what we have on the hip point, on the crotch point. Whatever we have on the crotch point, which is 17 inches, we are going to remove half inch from it, 1 inch from it, making it 16 inches, and we are going to place it all the way to the full length of the pant. So we use our crotch point minus 1 as the wideness of the pant. So now I am going to cut out all the excess. Now after cutting out the excesses, I'm going to bring out my back piece, and my back piece is 5 inches wider than the front piece, and the length is the same. So now I'll place my front piece on top of my back piece like so, and I am going to show you why I made my back piece wider than the front piece now. So after placing my pant like this, I will extend my crotch point, and from there I will place 2 inches. I'll come out by 2 inches. I will take it all the way to the full length of the pant, and I'll close it up like this. I'll extend it from the hip line to the waistline to the, and then I'll curve it like this. So after curving it, at the waist point, I'm going to go up by 2 inches because my client has big bum bum. If your client does not have big bum bum, then you go up by 1 inch or 1.5 inches. So my client has big bum bum, so that is why I went up by 2 inches to cover the big bum bum very well. So you have to check your client's bum bum. Extend it to the back piece, extend it to the 2 inches line that you just marked. Now I'm going to bring my ruler Now watch carefully what I'm doing. I will bring my ruler and extend it from the waist point of the front piece to the new waist point of the back piece. I will extend it like this. Okay, now this is how it will help the bonbon to cover very well at the back. Now we are done cutting the back piece. It's time to just cut out all the excesses that we have at the back piece, and that is all for the cutting of the trouser. Also, don't forget to slit it open at the side of the pants, the short pants. Slit it open like we are going to cut the side pocket now. For the side pocket, I have my fold like this. Length is 20 inches, the length of the side pocket, because we are cutting the two sides, and the wideness is 9 inches. So I'm going to fold it into two like this, and we are going to bring our pattern piece. Okay, I'm going to bring my pattern piece, and I'll from the waist point, I'll come down by 1 inch from the waist point like so. That is where our pocket will start from. I'll open it with 7 inches, and then I'll give a notch on both sides of the pants so that it will be easy for us to identify where to insert our side pocket. So now we are going to do the same thing at the side pocket. I'm going to mark 7 inches. I'll place my tape like this. I'll mark 7 inches. Okay, like this, and I'll go in by ½ inch on each of the points, and then curve it like this. Okay, and it depends on your style. This is my style. I'll cut it out in a circle shape like so. Okay, and open it, each of it. We have 2 for one side and 2 for the other side. Then I'll bring the pattern piece, then I'll go in by ½ inch on my crotch point, on my crotch line. I'll go in by ½ inch, and I'll use that ½ inch to sew like that. I'll do the same for the back. I'll also go in by ½ inch. I'll use the ½ inch to sew the line of the ½ inch to sew on top of it like that, and then I will show you what we are going to do next. So here we are done sewing on the places that was supposed to be sewn. I'll open it up like this, and we'll bring our side pocket and place it to the notched area like this, right side facing right side, and pin it up on each side of it. And after pinning it up, I will do the same for the back piece, right side facing right side, and also pin it up. I'll sew like with ½ inch on each of them. I'll sew with ½ inch on each sides. We have to draw the camera back because our short pant is becoming bigger. Now I am going to, we have our extra inches for the back here. As you can see, the back is bigger than the front. Do not worry, you're not going to notice it after joining. So now I am going to join the two sides like this. After attaching the pocket, I'll attach the two sides of the pant like so. I'll pin it up all the way. Okay, I will sew on it like so, and I will do the same for the other side. I will sew on it with ½ inch like so, and then I will show you what we are going to do next. So after joining, this is what we have. Okay, if you look at the video very well, you will notice that the extra inches at the back did not show very well. So now this is the pocket. We are done joining the pocket. As you can see, it came out so good. So now we are going to work on the elastic band, the waistband. That is what we are going to work on. Here we have not joined it, but if you want to join it, you can join it with ½ inch. You can see how we closed up the hemming line of the pants. We used our 1 inch that we have to close it up. As you can see, for this side also we use ½ inch to close the hemming line. Okay, now if you want, you just close up the opening. I did not want to close up. It was the last thing I did in the video, which I did not show on the camera. It was easy to sew. Let's work on the waistband. Now on the waistband, we are going to measure the waist circumference of the pants. So after measuring everything I have here, I had 60 inches. My client's waist is already 41, so we have 60 inches as the waist of my client. So I have 60 inches exactly, at exact here. Thank God. So now I am going to cut out the waistband. Now as you can see, this is my waistband, guys. The wideness is 2.5. I later did some adjustment to make it 2.5 at the exact, because when I was cutting it out I thought I had 2.5, but after cutting it out I forgot. The wideness is 2.5 on fold, though 2.5 on if you do not fold it, it will be up to 5 inches or 6. So this is the 60 inches in length. That's the length of the waistband, and I added extra 1.5 inches for allowance when joining. So now we are going to work on something. With the reason I also added the 1.5 inches because of the joining. So I am going to join here with 1 inch, here with 1 inch. And so if you watch very well, I left an opening of about 1.5 inch at the joining of the waistband. Okay, so I left about 1.5 inches. You're going to see it now here, as you can see. So I also closed it up like so. As you can see, I closed up after joining with 1/2 inch and left some allowance. I went from the down part of the waistband. You're going to go up by 1 inch, just so 1 inch, and leave 1.5 inch and close up with about 2 to 3 inches remaining. Okay, for that place that you left with 1 inch is going to be at the front piece of the waistband. That is where you're going to attach to the waistband using the front piece, right side facing right side. Watch how I'm going to join it to the waistband. This is the front piece of the waist. I'm going to attach it to the front like so with 1/2 inch. Okay, I will pin it up like this, and I will sew on it around with 1/2 inch. I'll just join it with 1/2 inch around the waist, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like after joining. I'm going to close it up like this with 1/2 inch, close up like this for neat finishing, and I will join it all the way around the waist of the pant with this. Okay, I will join it and show you what it looks like. So after joining, this is what it looks like. So we are going to attach the elastic. We are going to insert the elastic on the waist point and the waist band now. So I'm going to attach it through the opening that we created at the front piece of the pant. Before we insert the elastic, we are going to measure the elastic we will be needing for this work. So I am going to measure my client's waist circumference, which is 41, and I will minus about 5 inches from it, or 6 inches. So what I used is 37 inches. So I used 37 inches for the waistband of my clients because her waist circumference is 41 and I used 37. So now I am going to cut at 37 inches. I'll use my safety pin to insert it inside the hole that I created and then join it. So I'm going to insert it through the hole that we created, and take it around the waist of the waistband of the pants like so. And after we are done, I'm going to close it up here. I'm going to double stitch it very well. Oh, you double stitch it and then open it, just draw it inside. Where you open the trouser, you just draw it inside, and this is what we have after doing so. So we are going to now still work on the waistband. From that opening again, I'll come down by 1/2 inch. I'll go up by 1/2 inch from my waist. I'll go up, and from the up again I'll come down by 1/2 inch again. So I make sure that the rope, I'm just checking the rope to know how many inches. So 1/2 inch from placed from up down, and from the waist 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch from here and 1/2 inch from here. And I will use the line and sew around the waist, okay, so that the rope can enter. I will use that 1/2 inch that I created, sew it 2 times. Okay, I will sew it 2 times, and then 2 times on the upper side, and and 1 at the upper side and 1 at the downside with the 1/2 inch that I marked. And then like this, I will sew from here like this all the way to the waist. I'll be drawing it very well while sewing. Be drawing it, don't leave it like that. Be drawing it very well and be sewing. Okay, and also at the waistline, be drawing it very, very well, and be sewing on top of it. Okay, and after that I'm going to insert the rope inside. I'm going to insert it inside. After sewing the 1/2 inch up and 1/2 inch down, this is what I have, and we still have our opening. So we are going to now insert the rope now. So this is the rope. If the head does not enter, you remove the head, open up the tie there and remove the head, then use your safety pin like this and put it inside. Go around the waist point like that, and then you are going to put back the head of the rope back, tie it and put it back inside. Okay, it's very easy. I will show you the end result now. So this is how it looks after joining. Okay, it came out so beautiful and neat. Okay, you can use this style to sew on any crepe fabric or any fabric of your choice. Okay, it came out so beautiful and neat. Please, this is a well detailed video. Please help me by sharing, recommend this video to your friends, my channel to your friends, like, share and comment on my videos. See you guys in my next video. Bye.